All right, y'all. We got one today. We got a video to watch. My man's Jacob, 5 ways Las Vegas prostitutes scam you. Now listen, I don't know about the YouTube algorithm if I can sling this word around, so we finna call them prostitutes today. But before we get into this video, what's happening, folks? Welcome back to TVP Reacts. Watching the world we live in. Now, my mama used to always tell me, speak stuff into existence. Son, speaking into existence. Obviously, you got to put in the work to get what you want, but speak things into existence. And it was like a couple weeks ago when I was watching his Elon Musk video. I told y'all, man, Jacob need to be at 100,000 subscribers. It was crazy. 2 weeks later, not only is Jacob at 100,000 subscribers, he got a viral video. Now, first of all, salute to you, Jacob. I don't know if you're going to catch this reaction or not, but salute to you. I hit you on Twitter. I know you responded on Twitter, but salute to you, man. This is long overdue, hard work deserved. But I seen this video when it came out, like the next day. Like, I ain't watched it. Y'all know I watch everything live, but he popped up in my recommended. It had like 16,000 views the first day. I was like, yeah, that's a good video. I'm gonna have to check that out. And then I think somebody hit me and asked me if I saw it. Next thing I knew, this video went from 16,000 views to 500,000. So you got 100,000 subscribers and a viral video. Hey, it don't get no better than that. But let's check this out, man. I'm excited to see this one because let me tell y'all, I'm not paying for box. YouTube got a whole different manosphere side of YouTube that some of y'all probably don't know about. Blue pills, red pills, and dudes who believe in paying for the box and dudes who don't pay for the box. I'm non-judgmental. You can do what you want to do, but TVP ain't paying for shit. We gonna holler chill and you gonna give it to me or you're not, and I'm gonna keep it moving. But spending them dollars on it? Nah, I'm not doing that. Definitely not doing that. But let's check it out. 5 ways these prostitutes be scamming you. Let's get to it.
Now, guys, there are no guarantees in life, but if you wind up in this situation here in Las Vegas, you're probably going to get robbed and possibly with a gun in your face. Las Vegas, aka Sin City, a place built on allowing people to explore all kinds of vices that were illegal in many other parts of the US, whether it was being able to gamble, getting alcohol during Prohibition, or
hey, hold up. My boy said probably with a gun in your face. So not only is these prostitutes, these goons. Hey, y'all best to be careful out here in Vegas.
or finding a prostitute at Block 16 in the early 1900s, where Fremont Street is today. A lot of this city's reputation comes from people being able to do things here that oftentimes were not legal in other parts of the country.
That's a fact.
And one of those things we're going to be talking about today. Now, this video is to help you not get ripped off, or worse, when you come here to Las Vegas, you decide to engage in something like this. I'm doing this video because I think a lot of people.
Hey, look, I'm gonna just ask y'all early, no shade. I mean, listen, if you want to plead the fifth, don't comment. But listen, is you paying for it? Is you not paying for it? Like I said, TVP not paying for shit. Fuck that. I'm gonna holler at you. We gonna kick it and chill. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the finest looking dude on the planet Earth, but I'm definitely not the ugliest one either. We can have a conversation. But if you ain't feeling me like that and I got to pay you, you're not gonna want to do it anyway. So it probably ain't even gonna be that good. I like mine to be enjoyable. I like that pleasure. I like to enjoy it. It's not gonna be the same paying for it, but y'all paying for that box or not? Comment below, let me know.
Well, one, are confused about the laws here in Las Vegas and here in Nevada, and two, don't realize how much danger they could be putting themselves in if they were to get in some situation like this.
That's a fact.
And in a city that many people think of as being very anything goes, lots of things do go here in Las Vegas, but like any big city, there's going to be a potential element of danger if you get in a situation where you don't know what you're doing and you make yourself vulnerable.
That's a fact. And notice there's a difference between prostitutes and escorts. Not the same thing. Two totally different things. In case some of y'all might be like, well, I thought it was safe. No, escorts and prostitutes is not the same at all.
Let me clear up any confusion that you may possibly have when you come here to Las Vegas about the laws here in Nevada.
Okay.
Many tourists understand that prostitution is legal in Nevada. What many tourists do not understand is that prostitution is not legal through all parts of Nevada. Now, here in the state of Nevada, we have 16 counties. In 10 of those counties, there is legalized prostitution.
In case you wanted to know, there you go.
However, within those counties, the prostitution is regulated and it can only legally take place inside of a brothel. Nevada law says that any county that has a population of more than 700,000 people cannot have legalized prostitution.
Wow.
Clark County, where Las Vegas is, where the Strip is right here, has over 2 million people.
That's
which
right.
means it is not legal here in Clark County.
In case you didn't know, now you know.
However, escorting, which is simply charging someone for their company, is perfectly legal, is 100% legal here in Clark County, regardless of how much or how little clothing the person is wearing. Now, in case any of you are wondering what happens if you are arrested here in Las Vegas for engaging in prostitution,
That's all bad.
let me tell you. If you are arrested as a first-time offender for engaging in prostitution here in Las Vegas, you're going to be facing a misdemeanor charge, which could be up to 6 months in jail or simply a $1,000 fine.
Imagine going back to the crib and, you know, you got to make that phone call like, man, bro, I need you to get me out. Like, what you do, man? I'll explain when I get out. Having to explain to somebody you went to Vegas. As a guy, boy, imagine having to go back to the spot like, hey, man, I went to Vegas, man. It was an L for a night, so, you know, I tried to pay a little something for it. Boy, I got busted, had to pay $1,000 and had to do some time. Whew. Well, that's all bad.
In addition to that, you will pay a $400 fine plus a $200 civil penalty.
Damn!
However, a first-time offense can often get dismissed and be removed from your record if you pay a fine, do community service, or go to an AIDS awareness class, often called John School. Okay.
Hey, yo, imagine having to go to a class because you had a bad night and tried to pay for some and then... Ooh, you ain't living that down. I'm sorry.
Okay, now let's talk about how you can get scammed or ripped off engaging in prostitution. Whether you're just out and about by yourself walking the strip, whether you are out in a public place with a prostitute, or if you're actually back at the hotel room. Now, the first way can happen to anyone, even if you're not out here trying to solicit. And this is pretty much
Hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna be real. I see why this video went viral. I ain't gonna lie. Just for me being out here in these clubs and knowing how dudes be in these in Vegas, I can assure you, a couple of people that I have encountered in clubs throughout these years that I've been clubbing have probably run into this situation.
Everyday thievery that takes place here in Las Vegas and, you know, cities across the world. This is where you might be walking on the strip by yourself with a group. You talk to a group of prostitutes. They come, engage you in conversation. There will usually be a group of them, 2, 3, or more. They'll talk with you, chat with you, oftentimes show you some affection as well to try to grab your attention, while one of them takes your phone, takes your wallet, or something like that, particularly out of your back pocket, and then hands it off to another one who's walking around behind them. They hand it off to someone else, so that if you do notice it, they both show their hands. They say, hey, I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about. But by that time, they've already handed it off to someone else, and they're off walking away with your property.
That's
the second way you get ripped off is if you are out in public together at a bar, a restaurant, a club, or something like that, and they decide to drug your drink. I've actually seen the aftermath of this specific scenario.
All right. All jokes aside, real shit. I've been with somebody in the club that this has happened to, where it was somebody in my group we was with. Somebody tried to get him a drink, and we looked at the drink and could tell right away something was wrong with it. The person in our group didn't see the drink, but like we seen it and was just like, oh hell no, I threw that shit right away. Like this really, really happened in Vegas. So like, and this goes either way, whether it's the guys or girls, because I know some people might not think guys don't get drugged. Yes, they do. I'm pretty sure y'all heard a big artist talk about this recently. But this is something that's real in Vegas, and y'all definitely got to be careful for this. Like, if you getting a drink from somebody, watch the bartender make it. Like, if it's somebody you don't know, like some random person want to get you a drink, be with them at the bar when they make it for you. Don't be meeting them on the dance floor and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go get you a drink, and then they come back with a drink. Hell no, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Don't go with them to the bar and watch the bartender pour your drink, because folks really be desperate out here doing this dumb shit, and it's not even cool.
This happened years ago at a club I was working at, where one male customer came in with 3 women that he had just met them on the strip. One guy by himself with 3 women he just met on the strip came into the strip club where I was working at. The 4 of them sat down at one table, and surprisingly, one of the strippers actually joined them. Now, I say surprisingly because generally strippers hate when you bring women that you just met out on the strip to the club. Because at the club, the women who work there are already competing with each other to try to make money. So when you bring in outside competition, you make their job even harder than it already is. Because the women you just brought with you that you just met on the strip, they're going to be trying to get money out of you.
Yeah, for the most part. But sometimes these girls on the strip be wanting to go to the strip clubs to throw that money. They don't be wanting. I mean, what he's saying is true, but I know girls also who be like in the clubs and stuff, and then they actually want to go to the strip club and have fun. Like, you'd be surprised how many girls actually like slapping them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Throwing a little money. They get turned on by that. But I get what he's saying to his point. That is true.
They're going to be trying to get money out of you. The women who work there at the club are going to have a harder time getting money out of you because the women you brought are going to be very defensive. Long story short, after they are there at the club for some time, I am over by the front door in the entryway area, and one of the senior hosts I see has to carry this guy to the front door. The guy is almost dead weight. I mean, he looked worse than if he were just drunk. So the host had to carry the guy because come to find out that the three women he came with not only drugged him in their drink, they also drugged the stripper that was at their table as well. Now, I don't know if they actually did.
What? Wait, hold on. Whoa. What? Damn. What was these? Some female hustlers, like from the movie Hustler? What they getting out of the stripper? She at the strip club. Yo, that's crazy. God damn.
Guy, the upper management took the case from there. They handled the whole thing. But the only reason they're going to drug you like that is to simply rob you. That situation already ended badly for that guy.
That's crazy.
But fortunately, he was in a place where there were employees and there were staff to actually look out for him. If that happens to you and there's no one around to look out for you, you put yourself in far more danger.
Real talk.
The final 3 points we're going to talk about all involve you actually making it back to the room. Now, we're going to go over the best case scenario, we're going to go over a worst case scenario, and we're going to go over the worst case scenario.
Oh,
and
wow.
all of these assume that you are staying at one of the major properties here on the strip.
Wow.
In this third scenario, you've already talked to her, you've already agreed to a certain amount, and you've agreed to go ahead and go back to your room. Now, maybe you're going to get what you bargained for, but if you are going to get robbed, your best case scenario,
give it up.
You're going to get robbed in this, is that she tries to create some way to just take your wallet and run out of the room. Whether that's actually drugging you, like in the example earlier, or whether that's you go to the bathroom real quickly.
My boy got the article in the mug shot up. Talk to him, Jacob. Put him on that game. Let him know. It just ain't us dudes out here who crazy. You know, they always look at us guys like we the ones who is the ones to be worried about. Like these girls, listen, these girls be more smoother than we be sometimes. Listen, you know, I know everybody don't know about the background of the streets, but trust me, I do. I used to be around this scene.
Grabs your wallet and runs out of the room. Anything along those lines where she tries to create a distraction is her trying to create an opportunity to just take your stuff and run. Say she runs out of there and you actually notice it right away, and she runs out down the hallway and you go run and you catch her. You're still probably screwed because that's going to create a big scene in the casino.
Like you
that's going to
attacking
create a big
her.
Scene in the hotel room area.
Yep.
She's probably going to be screaming, making a scene. Other guests may come out of their room.
And you just got fucking robbed. But nope, it ain't you. It her. But the public don't care because, you know, they hear a girl screaming, a female screaming, automatically taking her side. Don't matter what happened. So that's facts.
Just
actually seen this happen in a hotel before.
Call security. When they show up, they're going to want to know what happened for their own incident report. And because they're going to want to know what happened, they're going to file a report on it. They could possibly wind up getting the police involved. These major casinos here in Las Vegas oftentimes have police on property. 24/7, they have police on property. So if they need someone, they can have them come and handle a situation like this.
Yep.
That's why I say this is probably the best case scenario, that all you lost were your credit cards, you lost your cash, you lost your ID, you lost your wallet, but all of those things can be replaced.
Right.
The fourth situation we're going to be talking about right now is definitely the worst case scenario to be in. This is where, again, you make it back to your hotel room, but she texts somebody the room number you're in. So this could be her pimp, this could be several guys, and they wind up coming up to your room and you are not ready for it.
Nope.
In a scenario like this, understand that she may even make this a condition in order for the deal to go down and happen. She might say, well, hey, I'm gonna go back to your room unless you tell me what room number you're in, so that I can let my friends, my girlfriend, or whoever know that I am safe. Now, just think about this when you get to the room. If she doesn't say that, but you go to the room anyway, she's obviously going to be looking for the room number so that she can text that out to other people. So she can text it out to someone and let them know. Now, what you're going to have to look out for is if she says something like, I need to text my friend, I need to text somebody, let them know I'm okay, let them know where I'm at. She might do that right in front of you. She might go to the bathroom, say, hey, I need a moment to get prepared, and then send the text out then. And if she does, The countdown has already started and you don't even know it.
Yep.
At this point, you're in a pretty vulnerable spot because you are totally unprepared, you are outnumbered, and you may have weapons pulled on you just to incentivize you to hand over your stuff even quicker.
Yep.
If there's one thing that is going to be your saving grace in a situation like this, it is that you are in one of these bigger properties here on the Strip, because the sheer size of it alone gives you a little bit of help, a little bit of an advantage to being able to notice if something like this is coming.
All right, listen, man. Me holler at y'all real quick, tourists. This is just like some street code stuff that everybody don't have. Listen, if you gonna meet a girl, like, listen to her, talk to her, see how she acting. If she acting too friendly, that's a red flag. If she say she want to go back with you to the room and she by herself, but she need to hit up her friends, or she want to know where you stand, or like if she asking too many, like way too many questions that might not seem like that seem out of the normal to you, that's a red flag. Like, this one reason why I always be telling dudes, like, I wouldn't even pay for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just don't. But if you gonna do it through an escort service. Like, make sure it's an escort service. Make sure it's a phone line you gotta call to like talk to somebody, and then have them sent to you, and then however that process go through that process. But like, don't meet nobody on the street. Don't meet no girl on the street. Like, if you in Vegas, just do it the way where you can call somebody, but don't meet no girl. Like, don't link up with no girl on the street who talking about she gonna charge you for no money to do that. Like, just avoid that whole situation, because man, I can't tell y'all how many situations that in my lifetime I've heard of from females themselves, just explaining stuff that like it's just crazy, man.
Properties will oftentimes now be checking for room keys at the elevator. So if they don't have a room,
that is true, and I know a lot of people like may have wondered about that, but like that is in essence like another reason why I think some of these hotels start doing it. But I thought it was a good thing, because like, it might be knowing if you're tired or whatever and don't feel like having to pull out your room key. But imagine you is in this situation where they get you with a chick or whatever, and you give her she got the room number, she in the room with you, and she trying to set you up. Well, they can't even come upstairs without the room key. Now she try to leave and be like, oh, I left something. Nah, bruh. Like, tell her to leave and don't come back. But yeah, them checking for room keys, yeah, there definitely is another layer of security that a lot of people might be annoyed with. But for those who might be in this situation, it is a saving grace.
These properties will oftentimes now be checking for room keys at the elevator. So if they don't have a room key, oftentimes they cannot get by the security to go ahead and get in the elevator.
Right.
If they can get in the elevator and they're in there with you, hopefully you would notice that something seems a little out of place. Also, if you go up to the room,
notice how you said hopefully you would notice. This is that street smarts that everybody don't have. It's like sometimes you just gotta think, like, if you don't know certain people and something just don't feel right, like that instinct, everybody have an instinctual feeling where something just feel off. Trust it. It's your inner spirit talking to you.
So you are going down the hallway. They came up in a separate elevator and they happen to get up there, just behind you. You're going down a really long hallway in some of these big properties here, and there's not a whole lot of place for people to hide if they are following you. They could try to sneak off, like, in front of someone else's door if you turn around, but the chance of them being able to actually do that, notice it, and time it, are going to be difficult.
Yeah.
So that long, narrow hallway you're walking down can actually help you if you hear something, you look behind you and you see, to give you a little bit of a clue that something bad might be about to happen. The fifth and final scenario I want to talk about is the absolute worst case scenario. And the whole reason I'm walking down this end of the Strip is to show you the exact type of place you don't want to end up at.
I was going to say this toward the end, but I was just about to say, are y'all actually peeping where he is in this video? I was going to say something earlier, but maybe somebody might have commented by now. But I was about to be like, do y'all see the end of this Strip that he on? Like, that right there should tell y'all everything y'all need to know of where not to be, where to stay away from.
Because it's the same situation as the two scenarios before, but this time you made the horrible decision to not go back to your room, but to go to a room that she said you guys should go back to go to a place that she controls.
Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, ever go back to a girl room who you didn't meet inside of a club that you have not been having a conversation with. If you just randomly met her on the Strip, like, or I'll say that especially like where money is involved. If you spending money with a female, do not go to her room under no circumstances ever, bro. Never, ever, ever. Like even for females, like females probably don't even really fall into this as much, but even in as a female, I still wouldn't even like have a dude like. I mean, that right there is kind of different on the female side, but like guys specifically, please don't ever go back to a girl room, especially if you spending money, because you legitimately are walking into a danger zone.
Now, guys, there are no guarantees in life, but if you wind up in this situation here in Las Vegas, you're probably going to get robbed and possibly with a gun in your face. Now, if you guys remember the video I did last year about the 5 sketchiest hotels, motels, places like that to stay here on the Strip, very popular video here on the channel. Several of them were down here at the south end of the Strip. Now, there are places that are gonna be sketchy, shady, give you kind of a bad vibe on the Strip, off the Strip, downtown, all over the area, big cities all across the world. That's nothing new. But these are the kinds of places you exactly don't want to end up going to in this scenario. The biggest reason I say that is because you look at the logistics of a small motel like this versus one of the major casinos, hotels and casinos over on the Strip.
Right.
A lot of the things that can protect you over on the Strip and those big properties do not exist when you're at some small motel like this. Oftentimes these motels are 1 story, maybe 2 stories.
Extra small.
So there's no elevators, so there's
Extra
no barrier
dark.
to have, room keys checked. There's oftentimes no security, there's no long hallways, there's no police on property, there might be no cameras over at a spot like this. So when you come to a place like this, it's way easier to set someone up to get robbed because they could be right here on the first floor. Somebody could be waiting around the corner for you, or you go into the room and you have absolutely no idea who is inside there waiting for you. Look,
That's a fact.
when you guys come here on vacation, you're gonna make your own decisions. You can do what you want to have fun and live your life the way you want while you're here.
Sure.
Now, any large tourist area is going to have its fair share of scams that people try to run on tourists. Sometimes those scams just to get money out of you. Sometimes they do involve a certain element of danger. But when you're here on vacation, enjoy yourself, have fun. But this video was just help you be able to be aware of some of these scams, some of the danger you could be putting yourself in because you either don't know the law or you think that something that you think is legal is actually not legal, and you wind up putting yourself in a lot of danger without knowing it. So come on vacation, enjoy yourself, stay safe. And with all that being said, go ahead and like this video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. I hope you got some value out of it, maybe learn something new. That's gonna be it for this one. I am Jacob, and this is my life
in Vegas.
My
God. All right, look, real talk. So listen, shout out to Jacob because I see why this video is doing major numbers right now, because this is a legitimate video that I'm pretty sure hundreds of thousands of people actually not only are intrigued about, but probably, I can't even damn speak. They have probably been in these situations, to be real. I'm gonna give y'all a quick story time. Why the hell I can't talk today? I'm gonna give y'all a quick story time before I get up out of here, and I mean real quick. Now, I ain't bought nothing. I ain't paying for no female effects. I already told y'all that. But I'm gonna talk about a sketchy scenario like he just said at the very end on why they say be careful. So I was staying at Hooters, and me and my homeboy, I think this was my 3rd trip to Vegas. Me and my homeboy was staying at Hooters, a last minute booking trip. And then I was walking back to the hotel, and I was going up to the hotel entrance. It was these 2 dudes standing in front of the hotel, and it was kind of like a dark area right before I got up to the hotel. They basically kind of like looking at me or whatever, like checking me out up and down, asking me like where I'm from or whatever. So I told them where I was from. One of them stepped in front of me like he wanted to do something. I told him where I was from, and I told him that I had people with me, and they was right around the door. So then they kind of like stopped real quick, looked over, was like, all right, cool. Went inside, met up with my homeboy, and there was another guy by a table as we was walking to our hotel room. He started asking questions like, oh yeah, what y'all getting into tonight? Where the girls at? Blah, 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 blah. So then as we going around the corner, we noticed he coming around the corner with us because he was like, oh yeah, I'm staying here too. He on such and such floor. And then he had a homeboy in the cut behind the slot machine watching to see where we was going. And so right at the last minute, I looked at my homeboy because he turned around and he was like, you see dude at the slot machine? I was like, yep. We turned around, went back to the table game, started playing games. So that story time is to tell y'all, pay attention to your surroundings. Don't move by yourself if you don't have to, and be very, very careful in Vegas, because people in Vegas, go to the Strip to have fun, but just like any city, there's always somebody that's trying to come up on you. So it ain't even just the prostitutes, it's just people in general. You got to be careful, but normally prostitutes will use the street boys, the dope boys, the hustlers, the hitters to try to get a come up on you. So y'all be safe out there in Vegas for real. And shout out to Vegas to Jacob again for this video. But y'all hit me on Instagram, send me some more videos y'all want to see. Y'all know y'all can hit me on Twitter. Hit me with some videos on Twitter as well. In the comment below, let me know what y'all thought about this video. Again, would y'all pay for it? Y'all not paying for it? And share y'all thoughts and comments on this video. But I'll holler at y'all in the next reaction.